Can you see me? I'm live. I hope so. I hope you can see me. Those of you that are brave hearted and have been waiting, I'm just here, just arrived. Okay. So if you're joining, make sure you're connecting. And just in case some people are still up on the continent, because it's pretty late out there, I just want to give a quick update about the upcoming Germany Pan African Expo and Festival, because we've been having a lot of questions, and it's so difficult to individual questions. So the best thing is just to come, you understand, connect with you, give you an overall, and so individual questions we can take it per email. So I want to welcome you all here and welcome to the show.
You are watching the Pan African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.
Okay. Hotep, 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 the African community, and all of you that are joining this broadcast tonight. I want to thank you for connecting. And today we just want to do something really quick. I know our brother, who is a prominent guest from the Caribbean, would be joining us shortly on this program tonight. And the main purpose, like I told you, was just for us to get to understand some updates, what is going on in Germany in the next 2 weeks. Today is the 15th of May. So, precisely in 2 weeks, we're going to be hosting the first ever historic Germany Pan African Expo and Festival. I mean, we're known for the festival, but the German Pan African Expo is something truly new and different. Now, most of you, I would just advise go on www.africafestival-international.org. You're going to find relevant information on what is going on, how to participate, how to register. But this is a special call from the diaspora. The diaspora has been asking a lot of questions. As you know, our lives will never be the same again. We are not those old ones that used to separate. We are now a new Africa. We are now connecting. We are now one people. We've studied our history for the past 2 years here on the Pan African Daily TV. We have known issues, history, education, culture, politics, religion, spirituality, everything that we never knew that we were. We just learned it in the past 2 years. And so we will never be the same again. So, as our platforms can never be the same again. You can imagine. All right. If the way we used to do the Africa Festival in Tübingen, Germany before COVID can never be the same again after COVID, isn't it? So the world has changed, so does our programs also, so as our visions also, so as our wishes and the legacy that we all wish to have for the Africa that we want. So thank you so very much for all of you that are connecting. Of course, it's really late, but I can see you all are still waiting even prior to the announcement. You're already there. Greetings to you, Queen Sister Cheryl. The team member is on board, and most of you that are joining, thank you so very much. Also, Marshall. So you'll be coordinating and coordinating the chat here, answering to question, bringing my attention to maybe questions that I might have missed. And for all of you who are watching us or connecting or will be joining or watching this broadcast, please make sure that you post your questions up here and we'll bring it up to the chat. And news that is going to happen in Germany in the next 15 days is the fact that The diaspora community is actually taking this event very seriously. And so communities are sending representatives to represent on this historic event that we'll be connecting after COVID and maybe for the first time in 400 years. So, like we have the African community in the Caribbean, they would be represented, and we have the guest or a prominent guest that would be the team that is representing the Africans in the Caribbean to tell us exactly what is the motivation, what message is he bringing out here to his brothers and the community out here. So we also have a delegation that is coming from the UK to represent the community of UKians, Belgium, Austria, France, and other communities in Germany, as we know. Um, the purpose actually of this gathering is really to connect, just to connect us. We've been speaking for 3 years. Professor Pielo Lumumba reached out to me 3 days ago and like, this is the time for us to meet. I mean, he was at the Expo in 2019, and exactly that was what he said. It is time for us to start meeting. Time for talking is over. We need to do business with one another. We need to connect with one another. We need to have a common strategy for Africa. We need to understand the developmental, economic, cultural, spiritual, and economics of Africa. We need to understand a lot of things. And why do we keep doing this? We keep doing this because it is not in our way to do things digitally. Even though I have questions written down here about those that are saying, Dr. Tata, we really cannot make it. What is the alternative for us to be a part of this event? I know because we were in New York and we did the virtual and both the face to face. We connected in Panama. We did the same. All right, all right. And so it's almost becoming a norm that when we meet, we have to do the face to face and we have to do the digital version. I do understand that actually, but this is something different. It is something different because the purpose of this event is for us to connect. So the visual edition would be rebroadcasted after the event. We're not going to do on the event because we would not have time to do that. Honestly speaking, we would be so engaged in doing other things in networking, getting to know about ourselves, and we would not just have the time to stream it live. But I'm promising, or we are promising our live viewers that we would have to do another live stream event in November, a special edition. And so we can actually rebroadcast what happened during the June journey. Yes. So I know Brother Yan is actually waiting, a correspondent or the representatives of Caribbean is waiting in the backstage. But I just wanted to give some quick answers to some questions before I bring him live on the show. Like the first questions that we're having is, what is the Germany Pan-African Expo? What is the Germany Pan-African Expo? How is it different from existing platforms in the diaspora and on the continent? I want to thank this question was sent to us by Usman Toure, and Usman Toure, and Amos Onyango, one of the really pioneers youth that we've actually groomed in this period. And he was really, really interested to say, we want to know more of the content, not just only for publicity, but we actually want to know what is behind. So, straightforward, the German Pan-African Expo is the first of its kind, bringing Pan-African mindsets and the Africans together to meet in Europe for the first time. I mean, when I say for the first time, it's not the first time that we're meeting. It's not the first time that we're organizing. Like, we're coming from the background of organizing this since 2007, right? But what is the difference about the Germany Pan-African Expo? The Germany Pan-African Expo is a platform that brings all African intelligence and know-how, professionals, non-professionals together. The Germany Pan-African Expo is a platform that connects African intelligence, know-how, professionals, and non-professionals together. So, what is the difference? The questionnaire asks, what is the difference with the existing platforms that we have? The difference is after knowing our history for the past 2 years, after sitting here with you on the Pan African Daily TV and interview the best intelligence, know how, scholars, academics, voices of Africans and Pan Africans, we thought it was time that we get into the field to connect one another. So it means we are never going to do things the way we used to do. So if we just used to celebrate our culture, we just did it because it was normal that we met together for one reason or the other, maybe to get the home feeling, to gather as a family and celebrate our culture. But this time, we are doing it consciously, we're doing it intentionally. Before, it was more of entertainment, as I can say, right? And other a platform are still in this same mentality of entertainment. Now we get good bands and then we do entertainment. That's not wrong. It's also education and whatever. But what I'm saying, the difference between the German Pan African Expo is the teachings that we've been listening to, that we've been hearing from Professor Pielo Lumumba to Professor James to Professor Baina Bello to all the scholars and the great minds that we've brought on the Pan African Daily TV. We want to start implementing it starting this year. And so we talked about doing business with ourselves. We talked about connecting. We talked about putting our money where our mouth is. We talked about the One Africa for Africans worldwide. We talk about knowing the economic, the political, the cultural, the spiritual of the African. We talked about a collective vision as being a united people all over the world, and it starts exactly by doing these practices. We talked about Africans telling their stories from their own perspective. Exactly. All the alignments, all the agendas that we were talking about here, all the recommendations, all the strategies, every institution that gathered here to lecture us on the power of our unity is exactly what we are about to start to actually implementing at the German Pan-African Expo. The second question came from the diaspora asking, how can the diaspora be a part physically? Of course, you can be physically in the sense that you just buy a ticket, okay? Destination Stuttgart, all right? When you book your ticket, they ask where you're going to. You're going to Stuttgart. So you take your ticket destination Stuttgart, but you can also land in Frankfurt or Munich. These are the three nearby airports, international airports that will connect you to Stuttgart. And so, but when you are in Stuttgart, it's just 30 minutes. Tübingen is a university center that is in the middle of Baden-Württemberg, in the geographical middle point of Baden-Württemberg. And that's where we're going to host the German Pan-African Expo and where we have been hosting the International Africa Festival since 2007. Okay, so another question that we got was, why Germany? A project like this is supposed to be on the continent. Why Germany? Okay, I think we've answered this a couple of times here, so many times. I mean, we have events that are taking place in other parts of the world where we are connecting, where we are meeting. And so the continent motherland is actually the source of it. But the main purpose why Germany is because, of course, we have been doing this since 2007, connecting the diaspora to the continent, connecting the diaspora through our culture, our food, our music, our dance, okay, our poetry, our stories. We've been doing that since 2007, bringing our communities together, particularly the communities in our surroundings. But now that we are expanding and Africa is rising, so for us, we just continue Now we only had to upgrade the German Pan Africa Expo to bring all our businesses, our projects, our initiatives, our NGOs on a platform in the diaspora. Okay. Of course, we have Africans on the continent that are visiting as well, coming to exhibit, coming to visit, coming to perform. But this platform is a purely oriented diaspora platform because we've never had such a platform where the diaspora would showcase their businesses, where the diaspora will bring their know-how, where the diaspora would actually network among themselves. It's always been like we organize projects just to showcase Africa. And that's why you see mostly on our communications that we want to showcase. We want to showcase. No, the German Pan African Expo and Festival is not about showcasing, it's about us doing what we are supposed to do for our continent. We're not showcasing anything, we're not entertaining anybody. Even if we have to entertain, we're entertaining ourselves. If we have to showcase, we're showcasing ourselves first. Okay, because from what we realize from the research that we've been doing through our work is that even the world knows Africa better than Africans. I want to make it clear again. Germans and the community that we're living in know Africa more than Africans themselves. Of course, because of our history. We never were taught even the history of the people that we are on our continent. We just grew up on the space and we thought that we knew that we are Africans. But because of the different interventions in Africa, we realized that we did not actually know who we are, what our history was. Even we were just performing cultural rites and rituals and stuff without even knowing the meanings behind it, without even actually asserting, is this truly Africa or not? All right. So this is the new beginning and the spirit of Africa through Pan-Africanism, through our great leaders, through our forefathers that went through the unity of the Africa Union, and also in partnership with Europe, with Germany, with America, and others. How do we build this strong corporate and development relationship without us, first of all, figuring out for ourselves who we are? How do we build strong working relationships without us actually, first of all, knowing who we are? If we don't unite as Africans on the continent and the diaspora and the migrants and the indigenous Africans, how can we build a strong Africa? So it starts with us. We are not calling people to participate for to come and showcase or to come and dance. Even if we're dancing for ourselves. And so the German Pan African Expo, it's really unique. It is unique. And that's why I don't want to keep our brother waiting. I have to bring him here live before I'll answer the rest of the questions. And there are a lot of them, please. I cannot answer them today, but I'll just answer the basics that you need to attend, this first edition coming up. All right. So I think I would like to bring our brother. Okay. Wow. I'm so sorry. Are you driving?
I'm packed. I'm packed. Yes, I just came off of a radio interview, and I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Please, community and Pan African Daily TV, you know this voice already. If you're a member of the Pan African Daily, you already know this is a very prominent voice. Just the voice, even if you cannot recognize the face on the Pan African Daily. Now, Brother Yan, you are attending the expo for the first time, and you say you are representing the Afro Caribbean or the in the Caribbean on this historic mission or platform. Now, what actually are you bringing to this platform?
What am I bringing? Is I don't think that's supposed to be the question. Is what I am going to be taking
What are
away
you going to be
from this.
taking away? Okay.
Yeah. So let me just say openly, and thanks for considering, inviting me over there. I've been to Germany a couple of times, so it's not new territory, but it's now a different mission, and the mission to connect with connect with our people that um, that we were um, separated from against our will hundreds of years ago. And the reason for reconnecting is like you say that we should network and see where we go from here. And to be a part of this, I'm very honored that I was considered to come to represent the diaspora of the Caribbean.
Absolute. I mean, you cannot say you're coming to take away. You're actually bringing. You're actually bringing. I mean, I cannot imagine what your speech is going to be about. Educating the community here in Germany about the African community there in the Caribbean. I mean, you're putting out a huge package out there from our history and to all the islands out there and to particularly Barbados, isn't it?
Antigua. Yeah, we in
Auntie,
Antigua.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, as we move along in life, and we become more awakened of who we are, and then we now understand how we got here. Now, as technology would have advanced, we are now able to connect as we are connecting now via my phone, a device. But I think coming together in flesh and finally get to say, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is who we are, and then we would be able to be in time to understand our customs. Why am I similar to you? The bloodline. We were all separated, like I said, against our will. So now we have the chance to reconnect. And what is important going forward is that we need to get our children involved, let them know the fate that our ancestors would have suffered. But here now, we are presently trying to, bring ourselves, as Bob Marley would say, Africa, it's time for us to unite, know ourselves and unite. And we would be a force to be reckoned with.
Powerful. I'm really, really, truly honored that you respected this invitation, and that we're looking forward to see you and the Queen. Are you coming alone? You can never come alone.
I we will work on that. I'll make sure that the queen, as you know, the queen is a very powerful black woman as well, and this is right up her alley, right up her street. And I know she's pretty busy now doing her dissertation, finishing up her PhD, but I will see how I can make this happen, and definitely we will try.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you. I know that you're packing, you're warming up, and there's just a lot. There's just a lot that we will connect and do. And we look forward to greeting you and to meeting you for the first time. I mean, there's nothing that is going to change, to be honest with you. I mean, all of us that we've met, for me, it never was the first day. It was as if, 500 years ago, we knew ourselves. So thank you so very much, bro. I know you are stuck in there and you will have a lot to talk about when we meet on face to face. Thank you so very much.
Not,
Stop driving and
thank you for
talking.
having me. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm just going to take the next four questions, and then because Professor James Moore would be coming live on Wednesday, and it's really on the topic of why is it necessary that we connect at this point in time, and that all these platforms that we have created for unity, for peace, for love, for togetherness, for celebrating who we are as human beings and also our culture, is time enough. So we welcome Professor James Moore on Wednesday. And on Friday, we're going to have Friday is a public holiday. I'm not really quite sure if we'll make it on Friday, but Saturday we're going to have King Maponga on the same topic. And I want to bring you greetings from the Embo Kingdom. Like I said, we ought to have had a session with them, but His Royal Imperial Royal Majesty is still in the country aside, doing some work out there. And until he comes, before we'll be able to bring out this message, what he should have done. And the message is really like, how do we bring our people back home? What are the processes that they have undergone, or what are the strategies that they have put since 2 years that have been put on the ground, and how can you be a part of this? Okay, so that series is going to come up because they're about to launch the celebration of the United King and Queendoms of Africa in the Embo Kingdom come July. So the next question was, how does, and I already answered why the diaspora and how do they participate. You go to the website on africafestival-international.org. You're going to find the registration forms. But in case you don't, you can easily text us, and we're going to send it to you. What is available for the diaspora? The diaspora, you can have a space of a 3x3 meta to showcase your project, your business, and to connect with one another. Okay. We have a lot that is going on. Black businesses, Black people doing a lot in the world, but we don't know, even just around us, we don't know. So the first thing is for us to connect, get to know who is doing what, and what is happening where. And then we are going to have, um, wow, look at who is watching here. Dr. Clyde Rivers, my honorary doctorate or not, came from Dr. Clyde, as we all know. And she's here saying the legendary, the great lady. But you are the greatest of all, because you honor us and you actually put us where we are. Said Dr. River Clyde, I can't wait to have you at this German Pan African Expo coming up in June, in just 2 weeks from now. I mean, you put up your award programs, and I think we have to discuss on how we proceed with that in the coming editions. So, but your invitation is already on your table, and we wish to have you on these editions. Yes. So, what are we going to be doing apart from the exhibition? We have the exhibition for the diaspora and the continent. We are showcasing Tanzania as a focus country. When we talk about a focus country, we talk about the history, the culture, the business, and the connections out there in East Africa. Okay, so Tanzania is going to be that focus. Doesn't mean that every other community is not. All the countries and all the communities are represented. You're going to see it during the parade, who is represented, who is coming from where. So all our participants would be interviewed, and so we're going to do an open forum, an open conversation. And the main topics that we want to talk about is just knowing ourselves. Like Brother Yan is coming to represent the Caribbean, so he's going to actually tell us about the community out there. And so each representative and the delegations that are coming are actually going to educate us on their community, on their countries, and what we need to know. Remember, we've been talking about this, the history of our history has to be spoken from our own perspective, or we teach ourselves who we are. So this is actually rebuilding that history. So if they are coming from the Caribbean and really telling us the situation of the community there, we don't have any need, to go research and hear from other sources that are not really unique, just what is on the ground. But not particularly because we are already on the conscious community setup. So just connecting, networking, talking about our values, talking about the things that we do, what is different from the other community. And I bet you're going to see that we're similar. There's just not going to be any difference out there. So I had another question like, who are the people that actually would be represented? For now, we are open. We are open. If you want to represent, you want to attend, you want to visit, all you need to do is just text us, send us an email on our WhatsApp here, or you visit the website and fill out a form and say you are coming like a visiting delegation, and you would have all your question answered where you're traveling to, how to get to Tübingen from Stuttgart Airport, how to get to Tübingen from Frankfurt or from Munich Airport. These are the three airports that actually are connecting to Germany. And Germany is actually, having what we call the I just want to call it in German, Deutsche Bahn ticket. It's like a train ticket that is being offered by Germany, and it costs just 45 euros. So you can leave Frankfurt to Stuttgart, or you leave Berlin to Stuttgart, and you're just going to pay just 45 euros. And that's the way that Germany is promoting tourism as well. Like it's a summertime, it's time to visit. People are coming into Germany, people are going out to Germany, and Africans are gathering. And so imagine that we have to use these opportunities. So another question was like, I just booked my flight and it's telling me that I have to reach Stuttgart. So when I reach to Stuttgart, how do I get to Tübingen? It's the same thing that I was saying. When you reach to Stuttgart, of course, before you get to Stuttgart, we'll already be in communication with you. But in case you just like, I got a last minute ticket, or I just book and I'm already in Stuttgart, how do I find my way? You can ask anybody in Stuttgart how to get to Tübingen. That's the first thing. Talk to people. Talk to anyone from the information desk. I want to go to Tübingen, University Town, Tübingen, and you would get support. It means at the information, you can ask anybody. You can go down directly in front of the airport. You see the taxis, the buses there, and you say you want to go to Tübingen. Of course, you should have the word and the right spelling if it's the first time of being in Germany. And so you'll be directed. But really, really important, if you go to our website on visitors, when you click on visitors, you're going to find all the information how to get to Tübingen by air, by trains, by car, by I don't want to say by bicycle. Of course, you can ride from Stuttgart to Tübingen with a bicycle. So there's so many ways that you can arrive the university town Tübingen. And the next question would be, when I arrive at Tübingen, what do I do next? Of course, you're going to arrive the Tübingen train station, the main central train station. And the good thing is the fairground is just 5 minutes walk from the train station. If you have luggage, of course, you have taxis that are waiting out there, or you call our numbers. All our numbers are, and contacts, that relevant contacts that you need are available on the website on www.africafestival-international.org. You're going to find all the information that is listed there. So for those that are incoming from Africa, a lot of people were talking about challenges and visas and stuff. Of course, you cannot visit Europe or Germany without having a Schengen visa, whether it's a business visa or it's a tourism visa. But actually, if you're coming only directly for this expo, you would have to apply for a business visa, because then the processing is different and it doesn't take time. I'm talking for people that on the continent or in every part of the world, from China or from other countries, are diasporas out there and people that want to visit the expo. That you need a visa. But in any case, just go to your website and you contact the German embassy in your country, and they will actually list you the requirements that you need to attend the trade fair. Another question was on logistics or hotels. Like I said, if you click under the icon visitors, I'm still going to do the presentation of the website with you next Sunday or weekend or this week. I don't know how the time looks like, but I would communicate it to you so you can really look at the icon. But all of us here can go online and just check at the website, browse it. It's a very beautiful website. You already see our you see our flyers, how catchy, and the sun, the warmth, and the beautiful colors in it is just appealing. It's the same thing like the website. If you go to www.africafestival-international.org, you're going to find all the questions answered to hotel and accommodation. You would see the links to hotels that we've included, nearby hotels, the ones that are just a walk away. You will see it. the ones that maybe are a little bit 5 to 10 minutes, but these are all connection. One good thing about Germany is so well connected. I know people in the diaspora, particularly America, would be like, if I don't have a car, I wouldn't go there because your train system is really like a bus. But in Germany, you really can function without a car. Just go by trains, by bus, or it's or carpooling, all that kind of stuff. It's very, very convenient for you to attend. Like I said, you get to Stuttgart, you ask your way out, even if you start from Frankfurt and you say you want to go to Tübingen. There are direct trains that leave transport to Tübingen and via Stuttgart. Or you are in Munich, or you are in Berlin, or you are in Hamburg, or you're coming from Africa, you're coming from Asia, you're coming from Dubai, you're coming from all over the world to attend, particularly from the America. Hey, it is very easy to visit Germany, just as the continent of Africa. So I was just talking to Reverend Shock, and he said, "What do people expect to see when they come to the German Pan African Expo and Festival?" The German Pan African Expo and Festival is a wide open space. That's why we call it the African Village. It is not an indoor event. I want to repeat this again. It's an open air. It's an open space, like a field. Just consider like a field, you know. And the space is actually nothing on it in its normal lifetime. So whatever you're going to see there, you're going to see exhibitors that are selling African products. You're going to meet the African market, with good, tasty, original finger food, ugali, fufu, you understand, achu, all that. All what you've been longing for, okra, all this, you're going to meet at the German Pan African Expo. And then we have a huge stage, with artists that would be performing also. This year we're actually about the focus of connecting. And so we are actually stripping up a lot of programs just to put our focus on us. So most of the things that will be very essential to us is the conversations. The conversation. Every visitor would have to stand and look at the camera and just speak into it. Every visitor would have to meet with one another, to embrace one another, and just to say, we are here. Every visitor would have to take part in our huge parade. Okay. We have a parade where you make sure you come in your traditional regalia and your attires. Right. So the communities, individuals, visitors would have to parade just to be a part of that. But because we know that the days of our heroes are really coming near, like the 19th, already Friday, we're celebrating the Malcolm X Day. Exactly, also on the festival, we'll be commemorating our coming together by celebrating, all those freedom fighters that actually paid a price with their life for the unity of people, for the unity of the African, particularly, of course. Yeah. So we're gonna do a kind of a just a memory, a remembrance of all these heroes when we remember, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, all the great ancestors of Africa, the queens that have gone, Queen Zinga, all of them, Nefertiti, to get to know and connect back to this spirit of oneness and love. So I think those were the basic questions that I have been asked here, that I've been called, I've been summoned to ask, to answer on the Pan African Daily TV, and I just answer them. But one more thing that is lacking is the possibility of the diaspora asking, how can we be a sponsor or a partner or a collaborator? And of course, that's very relevant because even if you go to, like I said, on the website, you're still going to find that information. You're going to find, the criteria, not just criteria. Anybody can be a partner, can be a sponsor, can actually support, whether you're physical or not physical. So you're going to see the account of the festival, and then even the shop. We're trying to put up a souvenir shop of what you can, very simple things like you get really the water bottle of I drink water and mind my African business. Okay. And then we have solidarity pins, just the One Africa pins that we have, and the Africa Festival pins. And Yes, so you can be on spot and you can do a souvenir to someone out there. So that is also going to be part of it. Another very important event, just like our brother said, is mostly bringing our children also together. We know the Africa Festival is an open space for all cultures that we come. So you're going to meet a lot of German people, okay, that are African people, as I can say, African lovers. They love our culture, they love our music, they love our food. Of course, we're in Germany. And so the platform is an intercultural mix platform. So you get to connect with people of different backgrounds and different race. Chinese are there, Indians are there. But the open house, the open door is African. Okay. So it's us African opening up to the world, opening up to the world. So it is a very interesting thing. I know most of us that will be here in spirit. We also feel you. We know you. So it is going to be an wait. What was the last question again I got here? All right. The festival is a 4 days program starting on Thursday the 1st to Sunday the 4th. But we advise, exhibitors that have booked their spaces to come earlier enough to be able to build their space, decorate it, and then relax before the festival starts. So normally Thursday is a welcome day. It's a slow day where, people still waking up to gather. And so we have programs like Welcome Day. But of course, the bazaar is already open. The exhibition is open. The food stands are open on Thursday from 10 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m. in the evening. Friday, the same thing. Saturday is really the day of the diaspora, and Sunday as well. Friday, we have a conversations, normal music program, children's program as well, telling us stories by ourselves. And then Saturday, we have the parade and we have the fashion show. So we have like our exhibitors with their products that are actually going to be a part of it, to showcase the beautiful attires and clothes that we have on the continent and all. So, but then we have Sunday, which is actually the last day we come together again, do a closing remark, and certificates of participations are available for the delegations that will be coming out, a symbolic gesture that you were there at this historic event. So I'm so happy that we found a lot of interesting contacts and people that are really connecting. Even most that would say, "Oh, I can be there this year, but next year guaranteed." So next year's program already, we told you, is already set as well. Maybe we're gonna get a lot more days, but next year is from the 6th to the 9th of June, same period, same time. We're going to have another edition of the Germany Pan African Expo. So I want to give a shout out to our team out there in Tanzania. Honestly, I mean, that team is doing a very, very good work. I want to give a shout out to our team in Ghana, to our team in Cameroon, to the upcoming teams in Nigeria and all the other parts and in the diaspora as well. Of course, you're doing an incredible job by sharing the message because that's the purpose. The mission is for us to connect. The mission is really for us to connect on the physical level. We are not digital people. Human beings cannot become digitalized. There's just no way. And that's why these platforms are so important. We have to meet face to face. Humanity is meeting one another. Humanity is coming together and celebrating life, celebrating our difference. Humanity means we gather and sit and eat together and dance with one another, talk to one another, okay, play with one another. And so we look forward to your attendance. If there is any assistance that you want to get from us, on information, on advice, how to help you to attend, we are available. And for those of you that are asking for your invitation letters, please, you just need to send us an email. Just send us an email on panafricandailytv@gmail.com or text us on our WhatsApp. Everything is rolling here. You know where to find us. We are not that missing anymore. We know where to find each other, each one of us, whether you are in the diaspora, whether you are in the Caribbean, whether on the continent, whether in Europe, whether in China, anywhere that we are, we know now how to find each other. We know where to find each other. We know where we connect. We know the spaces that we meet in because we have platforms everywhere. So we are bringing the change that we want to see in our world today by bringing our own communication, our own contribution as African people, telling our own stories, bringing the world to other through peace and love and unity, of course. All right, starting by ourselves. So I want to thank all of you. And I think if there are no more questions, I saw Lawrence chipping in a question out there. I missed your question. I want to thank all of you for connecting. NS Parker, thank you for being here. Williams, thank you. Cheryl, thank you. Queen Cheryl. Reparations, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. Of course, I keep seeing your message and your communications. Kojo, thank you for being here. Vinak, thank you. Tika, precious, that's my son watching from Cameroon. Thank you for connecting. It is very important when we see our young people, our children connecting to learn, to listen, to be educated on the conversations that we share, to know about the world history, about the spaces that we're living in, about the different cultures, on what unite us as human beings together. Okay. So it is very warm-hearted to see you watching, Precious. I appreciate you. Marsha, thank you for being here. Like I said, Dr. Sir Clyde, hey, your invitation is already at your table, okay? A not 24, thank you, thank you. And to you on the same continent, I'm confused. Of course. Don't be confused. We are on the same. Sister Bentley Vename said, welcome, King Joseph. Thank you for being here, my sister. We look forward to seeing you again. Black Lips, thank you for being here. Domezo Travel and Tour. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Monica Matemera, thank you, my sister, for connecting from Zimbabwe or South Africa. You're in South Africa, right? Bisa, thank you. You say you're watching from the Sudan. Thank you so very much. How are people out there? We hope everything is going well. No noise, no killings. It's good news at all. But we keep praying and we keep remembering you in our prayers. Chesko Onema, thank you for being here. Oh, of course, you said, can we have subtitles in French language? I think we'll have to walk about that after the German Pan-African Expo and Festival. We have a lot that we have to do on the Pan-African Daily, the different languages. We've listened to a lot of your complaints, particularly you from the French-speaking African countries. You were complaining a lot that the many teachers that are really teaching us here about our history, about our culture, about our knowledge, are not actually coming across to you people because of the language barrier. It's really unfortunate, and we really just hope that Swahili would actually demystify all this mystery. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your feedback. Freddie Kai, thank you. I can't wait that day. It will be my first time joining online conversation, actually becoming full member of Pan African Daily. Thank you so very much. You're appreciated. Yes, like I said, we're going to do the virtual edition in November. But right now, we have to do the production. We have to meet. We have to connect for the first time. Okay. Even if it's just 5 of us, it's very good to go. It takes just a few to build the wall. And it has taken just a few to get the world confused and controlled. So it would take exactly the few with the same spirit, with the same mind, with the same love, with the same unity, with the same energy to be able to rebuild the world again. So yes, we appreciate you. Hey, my brother Dennis Borride, thank you so very much, brother, from the African Renaissance Center in the US, in Detroit, Michigan. You're welcome. Thank you so very much, bro. Thank you for being here. Motsisi, you say you're watching from South Africa. Thank you. Thank you also. And Isana Company is watching live from Dar es Salaam. That is our coordinator out there for East African community regarding the upcoming festival and other tours that we are engaging on to connect the diaspora back to the continent, to also connect our children, to do exchange programs like we said. So there's going to be a lot. So Izana is also going to be there representing the East African tourism. And so you can get tours how to visit anywhere in the world, particularly, but East Africa and Tanzania. So they're going to be giving you a lot of information out there. Desire, Sister Desire, I welcome you here. Thank you so very much. Jackson Clyde, you were watching from USA as usual. And NS, you watch from Zambia. Thank you. Thank you. And Masha, you watching from the Caribbean. And many, many, many more. Please, if I didn't give you a shout out or call your name, just bear with me. Sometimes this computer is just creepy. Betty Jenskin, I see you. That for sure. I see you. Edwin, I see you. And many, many more. Osha, Toto, and Osha again, Olen Zavi, Betty Jenkins, Emmanuel Kunata. Please, 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 I give a shout out to all of you. And thank you for being here this evening. Please make sure you're going to share this video with everyone that needed updates about the upcoming Germany Pan-African Expo and Africa Festival, 16th edition in Tübingen, Germany. I hope to see us again this week. Like I said, stay in touch on Wednesday. Professor James Small is going to be live, and weekend, King Maponga Joshua. If King Bongane is already back from the countries, we're going to have to meet him. So thank you so very much. If there are any questions, drop it on our email. We'll get back to you. And if not, I say, Tukupa Maija, and we see us again very soon on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
You are watching the Pan African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.